Hey Leslie, how you doing?
Hi, good. How are you? Running around
Um,
today, but I'm here.
yes, I see that. Look at you. Welcome back to Pondering Podcast with Leslie and Cindy. We're excited to be back here again with another Marie Forleo. We love her, and there was a great lesson on how to avoid goal burnout with a two-step process. And Leslie, you actually found this one, and I it really resonated with me, especially in the middle of May. We're almost at 6 month marker and looking back on goals that we set in January. It is absolutely crazy to me that this much time has gone by. But we're always trying to, squeeze in more, which look at you doing, waiting in your car so that we could record here. But I was just, Marie talked about two different things. And the first one was almost like a brain dump, getting it all on paper, all those to-dos, all of like purging everything that's in your brain and putting it on paper. And she mentioned it in like three phase, like I think it was phases that she said, oh, spheres, um, including ourselves. So sometimes I know for me, I'm always thinking of everyone else, my family, my friends, my work. And then I'm lucky if that sphere gets for myself gets put on the page. So I really liked that there was that highlight of how to go about the purging process. I'm wondering, what that felt like for you when you heard her talking about purging.
Yeah, well, she talks about writing down like everything that you want to do in 12 months, which feels like an overwhelming task in itself. To get it all out there and kind of evaluate because that really resonated with me because I think there are it's so often that we think I want to do this, I want to do this. I was just thinking about this the other day, honestly, even before I listened to this podcast. I was like, I want to, make a scrapbook for the kids' elementary school, and Emmett's almost in fifth grade, and should have been working on it for 6 years, and it's there. It's just not done,
Yeah.
and now, and I want to like do a triathlon, and I want to. There's so many things, and with the business, I want to do this, and then I have all these other business adventures, and I have my hand in so many different pots, and it's too much. When you
Mhm.
kind of stack it all out there it's a lot in my head, but I think it would be more overwhelming to put it all on one page, and it would probably be more than one page. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Mhm.
And say like, oh man, that's a lot of things to do in 12 months. And
Mhm.
also to consider if you were to do that and then reflect on it when you think I haven't accomplished anything. Like, look at all the things you wanted to do and probably have done so many of them, but have those moments in time where maybe my hand's in too many pots that I almost feel like I'm not making traction anywhere, which is
Mhm.
kind of what she brought up in the next point.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. When she started talking about pruning, it's like, ouch, like, oh my, and honestly, like she was like, chop, 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 like really, what should you cut? Could you cut? Um, and that really, made me think of the things that I'm doing, you know, is that the energy I want to spend on that thing I'm doing? And, this wasn't a long listen, and it was so like, duh, like get it out and then have like a real, you know, reflection on what it is my energy is pulled towards.
Yeah.
And then for me, it was also, okay, how much of this am I actually doing for myself versus serving others? Because I am definitely one of those that falls into serving others. And having not fully done the exercise, but it really opened my eyes to, I'm much like you, haven't put it on paper yet, but boy, what would that be like? And really identifying what I need to prune so that I can continue to grow. Because I feel like right now, the dead wood's probably keeping me from thriving. And I don't know if I've identified what that is because I think it's hard. She's seeing, you're supposed to ask, put it through the filter of what is the payoff for making this project happen? How will this project benefit others? Who will you have to become in order to make this thing come true? That one, that's that growth factor. So like I hear you want to do that triathlon, those 3 questions you probably could answer. You'd have to pour more time into your own training and your own self and setting a goal and finding a race and all of that.
Yeah.
So I liked the idea of the no editing, no censoring, just put it out there. I think there's a fear around some of our goals, and that other thing of if you say it, then you hold yourself to it. I've got a goal that I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to say that one out loud because, oh, geez, then everyone's going to be asking me where that is or why haven't I done that? Probably ask myself.
A big, hairy, audacious goal. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I really liked how she compared it to the trees and literally how in order for a lot of trees to bloom and thrive, they need to be trimmed back to come back more powerful than they were before. And that really resonated with me in the idea that, if I do have my hand in all these pots and I'm not pruning any of them away, then I'm, mediocre in a lot of aspects where I could put more powerful energy, new energy, growth energy into different places if I were to, like you said, cut away kind of like the things that aren't serving me, the dead branches or even not dead branches, just the branches that aren't moving right now and need to get taken away to give the energy to the places where it needs to go. And I think that as achievers and driver type personalities, it's really easy to feel like you just have to go and keep trudging ahead in all of these different things. And that, in effect, is going to create problems in your progress and in your growth and in your overall goals. Just everything's trudging along slowly and at a very mediocre level. If you want to upgrade and you want to move faster or be stronger or grow more, then something has to give, because and it shouldn't be yourself and your own self-care, right? We've worked through that a lot because you cannot pour from an empty cup, and you also cannot be extraordinary at a million different things.
Yeah. Sounds so easy. Like, oh, we totally get it. Now it's practice, and that's like kind of leads to how she ends of put it on your schedule. If it's not on your schedule, you're not going to do it. Yeah. And I thought that that's, definitely true for me. I've had to start scheduling and putting those priority things in my daily plan, or they just fall wayside to, an email or laundry or whatever, a track meet, I just other stuff fills it up.
Right. Yeah. So, you're never lacking white space.
No, that's for sure. Well, I really liked this one. If you're listening now and you haven't listened to Marie's, this 2-step process, it's number 287 on her podcast. I really found it to be beneficial. It sounds like you did too, Leslie. Just even if you don't go through the actual physical process, starting to think about what is, preventing you from growing, I think is a good awareness to start having some thought around. So I really enjoyed listening to her podcast and digging into it a little deeper with you. So thank you. Have your, whatever your comments are, please share with us. We would appreciate it. Comment below. We're here to grow together and to support one another. So thanks, Leslie, for being here, and thanks for listening. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.